role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that show is really funny. It's really hilarious. So yeah, the episode where they got their families together and like they all became best friends. That was funny. Yeah, that's a really good show.
And then Jessica Jones is actually a Marvel property that I had never heard of, and I think a lot of people had never heard of before it came on Netflix. But Netflix produced both of these two shows, and Netflix has an amazing track record of original shows they've made. And so far, I mean, I only watched the first 2 episodes of that so far, but it's been great.
Jessica Jones.
Uh-huh.
You know what I watched the other day for the first time? The Butler.
What's that?
The Lee Daniels movie with Forrest Whitaker and Oprah.
Don't know it.
It was really, really good. It was a very heavy kind of movie, but it's about a young man that was, born a slave, and then they killed his parent or his dad, and so the old white lady that was running the plantation felt bad for him and brought him in the big house. And but it just showed. I appreciated it because it showed how much pride he took in the steps of service, and he ended up working at the White House through several administrations, and then I don't want to ruin it, but
is it based on a true story?
It's based on true actual events, but not one solid person's story, but a collaboration from a lot of different people. But yeah, I thought it was really good. But again, it was heavy.
Yeah.
What were you saying about? Did you say something earlier about fake meat?
Yeah. I read a headline. Really, I didn't even read the whole article because I got caught up in something else. But I read a headline that scientists have developed a way to make meat without any animal ever having existed that like shares all the properties and flavors and health value of real meat, but just I don't know what they do because I should have read the whole article, but I think it was something about like stem cells or something where they can in a lab artificially create something that's indistinguishable from meat without having to kill an animal.
I don't know.
So, I mean, I'd be kind of surprised if that really takes off, but maybe, I don't know, 50 years from now, whatever, if that took off, then that would be one less reason for vegetarians to want to be vegetarians. Not that that's, like, a pressing problem we need to solve, but, like, it might help some people open their food palate if they want because they don't have to feel guilty because no animals are being harmed.
I guess. I don't know. I'm so indifferent because, like, I really try to not eat meat, but like we talked about before, I don't deny myself anything.
Right.
Like, chicken messes me up, I guess, like, because I've seen too much.
Yeah.
But beef, I grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
So, I kid you not, I really realized that I had a pet calf one year, and his name was MC Sponge because his tongue felt like a true story. Felt like a sponge, and then when MC Sponge got of a certain age, he went away, and we had delicious steaks.
Yeah.
All winter long. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I ate my pet.
No regrets.
No regrets. He was delicious. Thank you for that nutrients, MC Sponge. You were a fun friend alive and fun in my belly when you were dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any qualms with it either.
I'm getting backlash out of that.
I've never eaten a pet, but
I'm looking at Jackson like, you better straighten up.
But I'm very much a carnivore.
But I think chicken messes me up. I really try to. I've been cooking a lot of spaghetti squash lately. That's my new favorite thing. It's so easy to make. It's a great filler for pasta, and it's just really yummy by itself. A couple weeks ago, I made teriyaki tuna steak, and it was the first time that I had made that. And stuffed clams, and I did shrimp scampi on top of the spaghetti squash and sriracha mac and cheese. Pretty much any meal I have, there's going to be some macaroni and cheese with some sriracha in it.
Can't go wrong with that.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
It's so good. But I don't know about that artificial stem cell
Yeah,
meat.
it sounds revolutionary to me. I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll take off, maybe it won't, but that seems like a huge step towards something if we want it to go that way.
I guess.
Yeah.
No.
I'm always interested in what scientific breakthroughs, like different ways we can advance.
Makes my head hurt.
Back to East West and all the
Kanye West had a baby, ladies and gentlemen. Stem cell sent me into a tizzy mentally.
Well, okay, back to movies then. We watched Straight Outta Compton, right?
Yes.
We watched that together, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
That was good.
Yeah, Straight Outta Compton was really good.
Yeah. I saw The Gift. Did you?
I saw The Gift.
Okay.
You want to talk about that?
I know you were really anticipating it.
What did you think?
I liked it. I didn't love it. I don't know whether or not I'll ever watch it again, but I thought it was pretty good.
Nah, I hated it.
Yeah.
I thought it was so stupid. I really did. I kept waiting on this big reveal, and then it's like, oh, your wife took too many pills and passed out, and
now I
had
remember
sex with her.
Actually, that kind of reminded me of a Korean movie called Old Boy, which is a fantastic movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's really, really fucked up, so it's not for the faint of heart, but it's really, really good. And it's kind of a similar plot. The whole idea of like an over-intrusive neighbor is not at all in Old Boy, but other than that, it's kind of a similar ending sort of thing to The Gift. It's just a lot better.
So how does it end? I'm never going to watch it.
I'm not going to ruin it.
I'm not going to watch it.
I'll tell you later. I don't want to ruin it on air.
Nobody cares.
It's too good a movie.
All right.
One person out there will watch the movie Old Boy and just get their mind blown.
Yeah, I just kept waiting on the end. And I thought, as I was watching it, I posted on Facebook, and I'm like, why is this white lady letting this man in the house?
Yeah.
Like, the synopsis is, you ran into a weird friend at a furniture store that your husband had beef with. Right? Yeah. The guy overhears your address when you're giving it to the counter person, the associate, to deliver your furniture, and then just shows up. And what does she do every time this motherfucker shows up? Hey, come on in. I just made some tea. Let me give you the complete layout. Do you want to walk through the house and me give you a tour so you know where every nook and cranny is? Oh, you befriended my dog.
Yeah.
Oh, no, please, no. Befriend my dog because he's not here to protect me or wonder why you're weird at all.
Yeah.
Well, and then the dude steals the dog for a couple of days and just brings it back. I would have lost my full ass mind on him.
You're gonna like spoil his entire movie.
I don't care. It was horrible. It was so gross.
All right. Well, the setup to Old Boy is a lot better setup too. The setup there is this like 40 or so year old man gets drunk one night and he gets just abducted off the street, and he gets imprisoned in this apartment for 15 years, and the whole time he's there, he doesn't know why he's there, who took him, whether or not he'll ever get out, or like how long he'll be there if he does get out. And then one day after 15 years, he's released, and he's given a suit and a cell phone, and somebody calls him on the cell phone as soon as he picks it up and says, "You have 5 days to figure out all of those answers. Go." It's really good.
So it's like Saw.
No, it's way better than Saw, and it's not a horror movie, and it's not violent. I mean, it is violent, but it's not like gross, disgusting violent.
How do you make a movie unless you're Tom Hanks in Castaway about being in a room for 15 years?
Well, him being in a room is only like 15, 20 minutes of the movie. Most of the movie is him broken out trying to find the answers.
Oh, okay.
It's like a montage at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you keep that?
Although there are a few remarkably good movies that are just in one location, like Buried, that movie with Ryan Reynolds where he's in a coffin the whole movie.
I would no, I'm not interested.
That's a great movie. Phone Booth with
Phone Booth was really great.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an old movie. I haven't seen that in a while, but that
That's
was a
true.
really good movie.
Yeah, and I think there's one other one too. Well, there's 127 Hours with James Franco.
Yeah.
So
I started watching that, and then I couldn't make it through it.
Yeah.
I got very bored with it. I don't think I was on any drugs.
And
I felt like
maybe they would
him
have
hallucinating in that movie. I needed to be on more drugs.
Yeah. So I'm convinced, despite what it sounds like, that a movie taking place in one single location can be good if it's done right.
You know, old Star Whistle's coming up. Isn't that this week, Star Wars?
I believe that's in 10 days.
The 18th?
17th? Yeah.
There's so many nerds that see my Spider-Man tattoo, and they're like, "Did you get your Star Wars ticket yet?" And I'm like, "No, just because I have one nerd stamp does not mean that I am. I'm not trying to go to the movie theater and sit there with a packed house.
Yeah.
It's not that serious to me. I can wait a week, go on a Monday for a matinee, being there by myself, completely blowed out of my mind with 3D glasses on."
Yeah, I would like to see it in IMAX 3D, and I would also like to see it in like a close to packed house, but probably not the first night because I don't want every line and every character to be screamed over when like Han Solo shows up and the crowd won't stop screaming and I can't hear the dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not interested in going to see it right away. I don't think there's anything. Chirac right now, I would like to go see that, but...
That looked interesting to me by the trailer, but I've heard that pretty much everyone from Chicago hates that movie, so I almost don't want to see it just out of respect for Chicagoans.
Really?
Yeah. Like Chance the Rapper specifically came out. He's like, this is exploitative, this is just ridiculous and awful, and everyone who lives here wishes this movie never existed.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, just kidding. I guess I got to protest too now.
It did look interesting. I might see it eventually anyway, but that seems to be the feeling coming out of Chicago about that, and I kind of want to respect that at least.
Guess what's on Hulu right now?
What?
Top 5.
Nice.
Yeah, I've watched Top 5 probably 5 times this last week.
I think I've seen it like twice, like back when it was in theaters.
Yeah, that's such a good movie to me. I like it a whole lot.
It is really good.
What else have you seen?
Dope. Did you hear about that?
How was it?
It was really good too. It's really unconventional. It's like a lighthearted comedy that's not the typical Hollywood like plot path, and you can't really predict where it's going, and it's really interesting and well put together.
Do people die in it?
I think so. I don't remember. I watched this like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just like real heavy.
No, it's not heavy at all.
Okay.
No, it's light. But yeah, it's good. The theme of the movie is kind of like not falling into a stereotype.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because it's about a educated young black man he's in high school and he wants to go to Harvard, but he lives in Compton. So everything about his entire world around him is like trying to drag him down into drug dealing and gangster shit.
Gangster shit. I feel you, buddy. My life's gangster right now. Do you keep up on Family Guy? Like, are you up with all the new seasons?
No, I haven't watched that in years. I mean, I've watched old episodes here and there, but I just don't like it anymore.
I love it still. But the last episode that they did of Family Guy, Peter, it was just a random cutaway or whatever, and he goes, there was a chicken that was in like a peep show box.
Mm-hmm.
And the chicken had like her breasts on the glass or whatever, and Peter was like, "Oh yeah," now turn around and lay an egg on the glass, and the chicken turned around and like popped out an egg and it busted on the glass, and it was so gross to me. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch Family Guy anymore after that. Like,
that sounds disgusting.
I couldn't really get past that. I was like, I don't know why that was so disturbing to me.
Yeah,
but it was. Yeah, but typically, though, Family Guy, I still think Family Guy's funny.
I liked it for a while, and then, to me, they try to... my thought back in the day, and it's been a while since this has happened, but my thought was that, like, way, way years ago, South Park did an episode making fun of Family... Actually, it was 2 episodes making fun of Family Guy, talking about how manatees are the writers because they just pull jokes out of, like, pure ad-libs that have nothing to do with anything and there's no plot. Which was kind of spot on, even though I liked Family Guy at the time. And I feel like the makers of Family Guy got really offended and took that really to heart. And we're like, oh, you know what? We'll show you. We're going to put plot into the episodes now. And by them doing that, it fucked up the whole thing because they had a good thing going and they ruined it trying to make it too deep.
Wow. I think this conversation makes me hate it.
Sorry. I haven't watched it in a while, so maybe it's gotten on track or something. But
it's still funny to me. I don't know why it is. I think Stewie's hilarious. I don't know. Yeah. They did an episode recently where Peter found his sister, and she was this big butch girl that was like a professional wrestler. That was hilarious. Sorry. Sidebar. Family Guy.
Yeah.
Gross me out.
Let me see. There was an album that got released that's not a rap.